everybody. Welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Campbell.
I'm Nick Kinzel.
And yeah, you can tell Nick Kinzel is not here anymore. He is in West Virginia University to get his education going on. How you liking it over there so far, buddy?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. It's weird being on this side of the screen and not being back in the studio with you guys. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, it's been quiet out here so far, but I expect that to change within the next week or two once we really get rolling here. Classes start on Wednesday, so I've just been taking care of all this stuff that I need to take care of before we get rolling.
There you go. And of course, we got our good friend, Mr. Patrick Codo from Codo's Mojo. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good, guys. Doing good. Thank you so much for having me finally in person. Keeping Nick's seat nice.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got Patrick in my seat over there.
Nice and warm, you know. But so whatever the next time you come back, obviously, hopefully my fat ass is not squished it. So.
All right, we're off and rolling, boys.
Yes, sir.
Damn right we are. The chili dog.
Yeah. But guys, before we roll into everything, let's start off with our Diecast of the week. Mr. Codo, our guest, what'd you bring for us?
All right. Well, since we had ourselves a wild weekend at Indy, I mean, holy shit, that was a wild weekend. We had a wild finish. Out of nowhere comes Mr. AJ Allmendinger to get his first Cup win. Let's show some love to Mr. Cole Custer to honor that win because his first win came at Kentucky, and it was also a wild finish, and that was also his first ever Cup Series win as a rookie.
AJ Allmendinger does have a Cup Series win, though, before this one. He won at Watkins Glen a few years ago.
2014.
Yeah, but that was Colleague's first win, though, as a Cup Series team.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, shit, I brought the wrong diecast.
That's all right. Hey, it's a cool
We're off to a
diecast.
shitty start.
It's a cool diecast, though, buddy.
Honor the wild finish, then. There we go.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
All right.
All right, Mike, what'd you bring?
All right, fellas. Out of my ever so limited diecast, as my apartment woes continue, I found a Bubba Wallace Air Force Chevy Camaro from his 43 days sitting in the back of my truck in a box. I was in my office at work. Decided to bring this one in because we just got news today. Bubba Wallace will be running in the Xfinity Series as well as the Cup Series this weekend in Michigan. So 2 races for Bubba. I think he's going to have a good weekend.
Oh, I think so. And Hattori Racing, the Xfinity Series, they've been looking pretty good.
But yeah, they're not bad.
Yeah, whenever Austin Hill gets behind the wheel, he's always pulling off like top 15 finishes or something like that. Bubba, he's experienced. He's won at Michigan in the Truck Series before.
Yes, he has.
So I think he's got a pretty good chance this weekend.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
And once again, we'll be there.
Oh, yeah.
Got that right.
Sorry. All right, buddy. What'd you got for your diecast of the week?
Well, I only brought 3 of them with me, and they're the 3 that I've played recently. But so instead of a diecast, I'll show this bad boy off. What Tim Martin from For the Lead gave me this past week before going to school.
Oh, it showed up, huh?
Yeah, it showed up. It was supposed. He texted me in April saying if I wanted this. I said, let's do it. And it's August now, and I finally have it. But this is the replica Trevor Bayne helmet. I had the mini one for the longest time, but yeah, got the big one now hanging up in the dorm room. It's like I said, I only brought 3 cars because I don't have a lot of room. So, yep.
All right.
Cool.
That's pretty sweet.
Over under 10 times you end up wearing that thing drunk in Morgantown.
Just got to get this little bar thing off, and then I'll be locked and loaded, ready to go.
Nothing screwdriver can't fix.
You and me both, buddy.
Nothing screwdriver can't fix. Fellas. We can make that work. We'll find a way to put a little couple holders on there for you too. Make that the ultimate beer helmet.
There you go.
All right, so for my diecast of the week, since we just got out of Indy, I had to bring out Kevin Harvick's Brickyard 400 win from last season with the patriotic Busch Beer paint scheme. Probably one of his coolest paint schemes that he ran last year. Another dominant race, and obviously it doesn't look like he's going to be doing a lot of dominating at the Brickyard anymore with Road Course with how he raced yesterday. He's just running 32nd the whole time, just... no issues. Maybe a couple of sheet metals stuck in his wheel well, but that's about it.
Well,
better than everyone else.
Yeah, it wasn't his strongest showing yesterday for a guy that dominates that place. So.
No, not one bit. But yeah, so I thought I'd bring that out. So guys, we just got back from Indy yesterday.
Yes.
We went there for the road course, the inaugural road course race for the Cup Series. That was wild. That was a fun time. We had some good seats, you know, in the oval turn 4 kind of spot there, and I think we picked the best seats.
Yeah, we sat in the Northwest Vista, just coming out of what would be NASCAR or IndyCar turn 4, which gave you a full shot of, you know, coming out of the first turn, the hair or the 90-degree right, and through the little snakes and that crazy curb that had all the action.
I'm calling it the ramp.
Right after our voices were cut on TV.
Yeah. So you had that, and then about 200 yards up is where we kind of lost the cars. But we had a screen in front of us so you could kind of see everything. So pretty cool experience. My first road race, non-oval race, I guess you would say, and I had a lot of fun. So it was a good day, I thought, at the racetrack.
Yeah. Patrick, what'd you think for your first ever NASCAR race?
I was gonna say, for a first ever NASCAR race, it did not disappoint. I mean, had a lot of good moves in there. One of my guys in my work meeting earlier saying, so you enjoy watching left turns? I'm like, well, buddy, this is a road course, so people are turning left and right. So suck on that. But no. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I'm calling the new rookie out. And anyway, yep.
Okay.
Yep. But cut that out. I cut that out. But for a first race, it did not disappoint. I mean, 2 red flags. One of them took like almost an hour because I'm sure someone, you know, had a massive piss on the track. Some had too much water.
Can thank James Davison for just riding around the track for a couple laps with just oil.
Good to see Chase, you know, in first place a couple times. No surprise seeing Mr. Larson in first, but you know, between seeing it on TV and in person is just it's another level.
Oh,
holy shit. A lot of people at work, there was like, you wore earplugs to it, right? I'm like, yes, I did. They're like, okay, then you can hear me then.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good time. I enjoyed myself. I've been to a few road course races, Road America, but I think this was so much better than Road America. I got to see way more of the track, way more of the race.
Nice view of the seats.
Yeah. We had a really good spot with where we were, so I enjoyed myself. Second time at the Brickyard. You know, first time was with the Oval, and now it's with the road course. I enjoyed both. So, bring it on there. I'm definitely going back next year. That was a good time.
They put it back on the schedule. I'll be back. That was a fun time. Like you said, Ian, for being a road course, I didn't know how much we'd be able to see, especially because, you know, you always kind of got some limited sight lines at Indy to begin with. But we were high enough up into the stands where we were able to see everything, and it was a good time. A lot of action.
We're going back there next year.
But they do have some things they need to fix with that track, especially that one chicane.
Yeah.
Where you had the bump, like you affectionately called it the ramp. Some guys like Mike Wheeler on Bubba's radio was calling it the tortoise.
Yeah.
Somebody else's radio, I think Chase's might have been called it the hot dog. It had all these kind of crazy names for it. So that was a hot dog. We got the chili dog joining us today. So here we go.
That's right. All right, guys, and before we dig into everything, make sure you check out our merchandise on Spreadshirt.com, all designed by our good buddy Dalton Good. We will have the link below for that. All right, guys, so let's talk Indy. For the Xfinity Series, we had Michael Annette. He had to sit out for another race again because of his leg injury. It just was bothering him, so Mr. Chase Elliott, he went over, took over the one car, had himself a really good race. And lap 1 was really exciting for the Xfinity Series. We had a bunch of drivers go over that kink that was out of turn 5 and 6 and just destroyed multiple cars. Kevin Harvick was out of the race to begin with. Harrison Burton went for a ride. I don't know why they put that there. That was stupid.
I thought we were watching like a stadium trucks race or something. All the guys getting air, all the people hitting all that craziness, just bouncing around.
Cars.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was like nothing I've ever seen before, for them to put that on the track and guys just willingly just kind of drive over. I'm sure obviously it was hard to see and they didn't know the full effect it would have on the car at the time, but man, that was just nuts. The way that guys were smashing that thing, go flying in the air, just carnage, absolute carnage.
Oh yeah. Yep. And then Nick, your good old buddy Justin Haley went on to win stage 1, the Indiana-born native.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, I mean, Saturday, that was my moving day, so I really didn't catch any of this Xfinity Series race. So What I was keeping up on the live timing and scoring and seeing Justin Haley in the lead made me exit the app pretty quickly.
I'll do that to you.
And then we had Chris Wright taking flight as Ty Gibbs. He got spun, and then Chris Wright, like I said, he took that ramp and he just went completely airborne.
Getting more air than the X Games, man.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I feel like they need to take that out come next year. But hey, they put on for one hell of a show. That's for sure.
The whole weekend was a hell of a show.
Well, I understand why they want to put some things in like that, because otherwise, guys would be cutting the chicane corners or, really exceeding track limits and really getting a lot of extra speed. I remember reading, I don't remember who it was, the track president or who it was, but they said, without some of those things in place, they'd be getting extra 20, 30 miles an hour. And it's way too fast on the straightaways there on the road course. So I get it, but maybe we don't make it to the point where it's like a death device on the track where it's like Mario Kart out there.
Yeah. Also, the drivers they can't run it over like how they were. They were just completely just driving over that curb right there. And that's why it eventually ended up breaking, because you had IndyCar, Xfinity, and then Cup Series, and then that thing just called it quits and just got destroyed.
Yeah.
You might as well just pull a Trace Briscoe and get yourself disqualified, because you're like, this shit.
Alrighty, and then colleague teammates, they go on to sweep the stages. Mr. AJ Allmendinger goes on to win stage 2. And then more teammate action. Chase Elliott, he went and yeeted his teammate Sam Mayer into the tire barrier. Those guys racing hard, and Sam Mayer pays the price. The luck of the 8 car continues for him.
Well, Sam Mayer, he is just so much hype going into him getting that 8 car. He's had horrible luck, but he's not good. Not a good start for him.
Well, I wouldn't even go so far as to call that the luck of the 8 car is, you smoked Chase earlier in the race and you got the medicine you had coming to you on that one. So
a well-experienced road course driver, that's for sure.
Yeah. What wasn't even much bad luck as it was payback. So
yeah, that's true. All right, and then we had Mr. Austin Cindric doing his thing at the road course and getting the win at the Brickyard, going on to kiss the bricks. Team Penske swept Saturday. Will Power won the IndyCar race, and Austin Cindric went on to win the Xfinity race.
Yeah.
Guys, we are just seeing greatness as it is with Austin Cindric. He's, moving up to the 2 car, winning at the Brickyard, really hard road course, holding off AJ Allmendinger. Pretty impressive for the kid.
Yeah, great battle at the end of the race, too, between AJ and Austin. A lot of fun to watch. It was a nice little precursor for what we were going to see on Sunday. And just like you said, here's a guy that not too long ago we thought could only win on road courses. Then he starts winning on ovals. Then the next thing he's winning everywhere, wins a championship, coming back looking for a second one here now. I mean, already got his Cup Series ride locked up and just getting stronger and stronger every week.
Exactly. All right, guys. So now let's move on to the Cup Series, the inaugural Cup Series race on the Indy Road Course. So moving into the end of stage 1, we had Tyler Reddick playing pit strategy. Him and his RCR teammate. Reddick went on to win stage 1. And then, guys, we had amazing battles all around. This track put on some really great racing. We had great battles with Brad Keselowski and Chase Elliott at the start of stage 2.
Right.
That was really intense. Him basically battling against the Hendrick Motorsports boys right there. Just really bad. Just great, just passing points throughout the track and just a lot of bumping and banging. They really brought that kind of short track mentality to the road course.
A lot of fun seeing guys run, different guys taking different lines through the first straightaway into turn 1. You had guys trying to dump out early, trying to get that inside line. Then some guys, yielding it because they know they have the inside line going into turn 2 then. One of the other critiques I will have, though, is once again, this is a road course race that I think was hindered a little bit by having stages. We saw time and time again on Sunday, the leaders short pit. Yeah. Because they know there's no point in staying out and getting the stage win if they think they're going to have a chance for the race win. And it's guys that don't necessarily you can always use the extra points, but wasn't anybody who's desperate for that extra stage win point. So you got those guys staying out. The two guys, ironically, who kind of were desperate for it, outside looking in, Austin Dillon and Tyler Reddick battling for those last couple spots at the end of the first two stages there. Like I said, if road courses, they find a way to just, hey, green, white, checkered flag and keep them rolling, or just for the road course races, eliminate the stages altogether, I think the strategy would have been much more prevalent.
Oh, absolutely.
I think having a strategy like that, it kind of defeats the purpose of everything with short pitting and things like that.
Yeah.
So.
All righty. And then some bad luck for Brad Keselowski in stage 2.
He's had bad luck all year. Let's put it there.
Yeah. Brad Keselowski got loose and backed it up into the wall hard, and then that just started his day for just all the bad luck. He got into multiple wrecks after that, and just a screwy season for Brad Keselowski.
Think he's ready to get into the 6 car now?
Yeah, that's what, I think he's ready to go over to Roush now, man.
I think there's probably more of that to come in that 6 car, though.
I hope.
Yeah, you don't want to see any success for that 6 car, Nick.
Nope. No, I do not.
The only way he wants to ever see anybody do well in the 6 if Hemrick ends up in it somehow, be my guess.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I don't think I could go back
dude,
to
Nick
Roush,
would
man.
break down.
That would
if he
be
went to the
some
6 car.
weird
Nick would
kind
jump out of his
of.
door.
That would be some weird kind of like poetic justice. You got to root for the 6 again.
I don't think I could do it. I might have to drop him, man. I can't go back to Roush after what they did to me. No, it can't happen.
Yeah, you burned some bridges there, bro. That one's over.
Oh, I burned some major bridges over there.
You went from the #1 darling fan to public enemy #1, really.
It was my lifelong goal after they dumped Trevor to get blocked by Roush on Twitter, and it just didn't come true.
You just got to start tweeting some nasty shit to him, man. Some real nasty shit. Stuff that'll make Trevor Bain cringe.
Well, that's anything with
I know one
words.
thing that'll make someone like Ricky Stenhouse cringe since he wrecks all the time. If I had $1 for every time he wrecked, I'd be a millionaire and be able to afford a better car, better than that piece of shit.
All right.
Alrighty then. All right, and then Tyler Reddick, he went on to win stage 2 as well. We were treated to an amazing battle with Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott for that 9th place spot at the end of the stage. Just absolutely beautiful. Like you said yesterday, this is like watching Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson back in the day battle for that dominance.
It was fun. This was an actual example of, the pit strategy being fun, though. Like, yeah, you had 2 guys who were probably going to be battling for the win late in the race, come to pit road late. But if you remember, Chase had to overtake Byron on pit road to get in that position to begin with because he was running P3 at the time. The pit strategy comes out. He comes in a lap earlier. Overtakes him, but just can't quite get the 5. The lapper started to come into play, and this was just probably the most fun battle of the race, in my opinion, before the carnage started later in stage 3. So this was a lot of fun, good, pure road course race action.
Absolutely. All right, and then we had a caution after a huge piece of debris came off of a car. I believe it was Austin Dillon's car. And
literally his whole splitter. I saw a picture of a guy holding it on Twitter. It was like literally the whole underside of the front clip. He's just like,
nope.
And it got stuck under the curb. Which is so wild. It was just so perfect for it to just like slide right into it.
I don't know if it's because the Cup cars are just a little lower to the ground than the Xfinity cars are, and the Indy cars don't really abuse the curbs like that as much because you rip the clip the front wing off of that thing, forget about it, race over. And they just so much more fragile than the front ends, especially those the composite bodies. But man, that thing took a beating in the Cup race. You saw guys every turn, like if this is their car hitting that thing and you see the whole right side of the car come up off the ground.
Well, it's because they were just completely running
just
it over.
annihilating.
Yeah, it's not. They weren't even using it as like a curb to go around. They're just right over it. There was really no point of even having it at that point.
Yeah, they were just smoking it. Again, like I said earlier, I understand the idea why they had to have it, but they got to find a better way to kind of execute it because those guys were annihilating it. Then it went away, and then just the chaos ensued from there.
Yep. And then we had a restart with 6 to go. This is when all hell broke loose, boys.
Pour the gasoline on it.
Like we were just saying, all the cars driving on top of that curb in turn 5 and 6, bringing up and destroying the curb, basically. Just metal sticking out. We saw Truex right when he went over it. He spun out. You can see just metal just shoot everywhere. And then next lap when they come around, everyone goes over it and everyone just loses it.
Yeah.
Joey goes into the wheel, the tire barriers. Everyone's
Byron spins.
yeah, everyone's all ripped up.
Looked like a NASCAR Heat 5 lobby.
Yeah.
That was crazy, man.
No kidding.
They took the curb away, man. That's how bad it was. Like, you know what? This thing is after beyond all repair. Let's just cut her out.
And they just
leave the
dragged it
ramp.
away.
Yeah, but they left the ramp though.
Yeah.
They left the ramp.
And it was nice and wide open. And then what happened next? Everyone was
Exactly what we
using-
thought. Yep. It's like, who's going airborne first?
Yep, X Games mode. Yeah, that was wild. So yeah, they took that curb off for a free-for-all on the ramp. And then going into overtime, going in turn 5 and 6, we have Bubba avoiding that turn. He saw kind of a wreck going on, but he just went right through the grass there. And then Michael McDowell basically hit the ramp. He went flying, and all hell broke loose again. More cars getting wrecked, and then going into NASCAR overtime again.
Well, and see, I had very big issue with the way NASCAR officiated this. You give Bubba a penalty for getting bumped and avoiding the wreck, basically. What did they want to do? Just go right over the curb like McDowell does and completely destroy his car?
Yeah.
You know, they were 3 wide almost going through the S's there. There was nowhere for anybody to go. If you watch the replay, you can see the contact on the cars. He gets kind of pushed that way. What is he supposed to do? Unless you are going to tell him he has to come all the way to a stop, wait for the whole field to come back through. There's no safe way for him to do anything but what he did. Any other alternative is more dangerous than what happened there.
Yeah.
So the ridiculous penalty. I understand, you can't just have guys willingly for no reason cutting through the corners there, but watch the tape and see what happened. There's no reason to be given a penalty there.
Yes.
If you want to make him yield the spots back on the restart and start where he was before that, fine. But making him go to the end of the pack, I thought there was way silly.
No, exactly. That was dumb. And then on the final restart, we had a drag race with Chase Briscoe and Denny Hamlin. Chase Briscoe got into the grass, overshot the turn, went through the grass, still fighting with Hamlin for the lead. Didn't realize that he got
An idiot. That's what he is.
I don't know if his team didn't tell him or they just told him late that he got penalized because they were trying to figure out if he got pushed into the grass or not, but he didn't. You can just see he just went into it.
Dude, Briscoe's penalized. Denny's pulling away by 10 plus car lengths. I'm going to win some fucking money here. I'm not going to be that much in the negatives and the bets anymore. But then that dumbass kid has to go and wreck us.
Chase Briscoe, he's thinking he's running for the lead. Spins out your boy Denny Hamlin.
How you gonna spin the leader when you're black flag? There is no way in hell that he thought, oh, I just cut through the grass. I'm not gonna get penalized. I'm gonna wreck him now.
And he's still correct.
Oh man.
That was just dumb. I want that entire 14 team canned for that shit. You know you're getting penalized. Tony Stewart after the race coming up congratulating him and everything. No, you smoke.
Well, my favorite is regardless of smoking, getting the black flag, smokes Denny, and then he locks him up going into that next big right-hander on the backstretch. What would be like NASCAR 1 coming back to the white anyway. So it's like you did all that for nothing anyway.
Yeah.
Then you locked him up and the whole field went by you anyway. So it wouldn't even have mattered.
See, I think he actually pulled into there to serve his penalty because you could see he didn't even try to turn. He just went full straight into that.
I thought that, but there's so much smoke coming off the tires. It looked like a lockup.
Yeah.
So again, if he didn't know he was being penalized before he cut the corner and then smokes Denny, I'm not going to give him the benefit of the doubt and thinks he knew he was going to.
Yeah. Only thing that I think is maybe the team thought that they got bumped into the grass because there's just so, they were going 3-4 wide into that turn. And they were just hoping and praying that maybe that NASCAR would just not penalize them.
You can't just cut through almost two turns and then just come back and think you're the leader. This is not Mario Kart. It doesn't work like that.
Dude, I don't know. We were there. People were running ramps, cutting corners. Other than that, balloons above the cars and mushrooms. It looked like Mario Kart to me, man.
And the blue shell was definitely that.
But in Chase Briscoe's defense, I will say this. Hypothetical situation, you guys tell me. You're driving down the road. Speed limit's 40. You're doing 55. You go past. You see the cop sitting there. Shit. You pull yourself over, or do you wait for him to pull you over?
Eh,
If I'm a NASCAR driver, there's no scenario ever where I'm volunteering any of that stuff, unless I know, like, in which he's saying he didn't, and we have no reason to think of Chase Briscoe as anything other than an honest dude.
Yeah.
Like, you can name one time you're like, yeah, that was really scumbaggy thing he did there.
Yeah.
There, you can't.
No.
He's been a very straightforward, by the book professional driver his whole career. If I'm in any of those situations, I'm waiting for NASCAR to tell me I'm penalized before I'm serving any penalties. So,
Absolutely.
I get it, and I know why Nick's going to disagree because it costs him even more money. So
See, I really wouldn't care if it just wasn't Denny, man. Denny's been Denny has screwed himself out of a win so many times this season. I had seven wins last year, and now I have 0.
Yeah.
Well, you had.
Yeah, welcome to the club, buddy. Fight. Hey, at least your driver's locked in the playoffs. I'm still fighting for 2 spots.
if I would have told you guys at the end of last year, with you having Harvick, you having Denny, me having Blaney, I'd have more wins than both you guys combined with one. And I would have bet you guys $1 for $100 from both of you guys. Where am I spending that $200?
Yeah.
Because Lord knows you guys are both taking that bet before the season. Like, yeah, okay. No,
Oh yeah, easily. It just happens to me, man. I'm bad luck for.
All your money.
I'm bad luck for everything that I touch. So. So I'm saying I'm gonna start rooting for Kyle Busch just to ruin Dalton's day. That's what's gonna happen.
No, you should root for Joey Logano just to piss him off.
no, that'll make him happy.
That would make him happy.
You got bad luck for drivers.
True.
I am the curse of all curses.
Just
Yeah.
stay away from Elliott, or else I will literally come over there and Homer Simpson your ass.
Whoa.
This is quite the explicit show we got here.
Yeah, well, we got Patrick over here fucking swearing. He's gonna make me bleep everything now.
Patrick must have been shotgunning Red Bulls or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Patrick's on a
He's
different
all
level
full of
right
piss
now.
and vinegar today.
All right, so then Mr. AJ Allmendinger got his second Cup Series win at the Indy Road Course. Got it done with Colleague Racing, their first ever Cup Series victory. They're only a part-time team. That's so badass to see. Gotta love it for the Dinger. Gotta love it for Colleague. I love Matt Colleague. I love Chris Rice. Those guys are awesome. They totally deserve this.
I was hoping Ryan Blaney would have got close enough to punt that man to move. Send him up to where he was sitting next to us in the stands.
I would have loved to see that.
That would have been
And
so
Blaney would
cool.
have got a win.
Blaney gets the dub. We all would have been happy.
Right.
Everybody goes home happy.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly what I was gonna say.
especially with we've talked on the show in the past about how we believe AJ Allmendinger's conducted himself in the Xfinity Series. Karma would have came back and bit him in that ass.
Yeah.
But you know what? At the end of the day, I do like Dinger. That was cool to see him win. Real emotional. He was fired up at the end of that. So
Did you hear him screaming after he crossed the finish line? Oh my God.
that was cool,
Good
man.
for
You
him.
know, everybody loves a redemption story. Everything that man's gone through to come back and be in the position he's in, get called their first Cup win, to be there to see it.
Yeah, and
Really
he hated
cool day.
driving the Cup Series. He said he was depressed and all that shit. And then lo and behold, he wins at one of the most historic tracks. you know, on a really crazy, crazy race day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but I will just say this to kind of wrap up everything with the Indy Road Course. It was a very fun first attempt at it. There's some major tweaks we have to make here. Number one, I think a little longer race would play out better with pit strategy and things like that. Number two, we obviously have to work on our turtles and tortoises and snakes and X Games ramps and all that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
So, and we go from there. So,
All righty, guys. Well, you got anything else to add before we end our Indy review?
no, fun day. Fun to see the inaugural one.
Yeah.
Like I just got done saying, there's some things we kind of have to work on to make it a little better.
Mhm.
But I'm a huge fan of the oval. But I really like the road course too. So it was a fun experience. A lot of fun to be there.
Oh, yeah. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning into the Stock Car Spectacle. Make sure to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications every time we upload new content to our YouTube channel. Guys, make sure you follow Patrick Codo on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you follow along with Codo's Mojo. with me, Patrick Codo, and Adam Cornwell as we give you weekly sports updates. We're not filming this week. I know you're busy this week.
Busy this week, busy next week, but you bet your ass we're going to be doing some football talk, man.
Oh, yeah, we got lots to talk about with that.
And if we had a show this week, you basically gave away my bonehead play of the week if we had a show this week.
What's that?
From everything from the race.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Yeah. And then again, guys, make sure to check out our merchandise designed by Dalton Good. We'll have the link below for that.
Yours truly.
And then make sure to check out Twitter. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Instagram accounts as well. All right, everybody. Well, for the Stock Car Spectacle, I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
Nominee Kinsel.
And we'll see you guys next time.